Hello everyone and welcome to a Danthrax Games review of Fingered, a game by Edmund McMillen who you might know from his work on The Binding of Isaac, and James Id. James, I really do hope your last name is pronounced Id, it's just literally spelled ID and I'm terribly sorry if I butchered that. Fingered gives players the opportunity to stamp out crime, one flick of the electric chair lever at a time. The game provides 21 levels where players will be given clues of various levels of accuracy by a witness to a crime. The details of the crime don't matter and all players have to go on are some basic tips from a witness that bring in their own problems with accuracy and prejudice. Players' first reaction to the game will be when it loads up in a window at likely a much lower resolution than you were expecting. The game has no options menu, which means there's also no way to modify the resolution, aspect ratio, graphical quality, or rebind any keys, although you'll quickly find out there are no actual keys used in the game. All gameplay is simply executed with a single click of the mouse. The sole exception to this is when you're searching around within the crime database. There you can search for any name, including your own, to find out what silly crimes you are guilty of. Gameplay in Fingered is pretty straightforward. You're introduced to the eyewitness and given a brief tip about who they are. Paying careful attention while learning the game will help you to get to know which witnesses provide useful information and which you're going to need to be more careful with. For example, missing the tip that one eyewitness always gives half-truths, or the opposite of the truth, can quickly get you fired and cause you to lose the game. After the eyewitness is described, you go on to the viewing room where a lineup of suspects has been provided. The game boasts there are a few billion generated characters within the game to sort through, and they are very diverse in their appearances. Players are given clues by the eyewitness and allowed to match up the clues to determine who is the real criminal. As you determine innocence, you can release members of the lineup, slowly whittling down the list until only the culprit is left, at least hopefully. Once you're confident enough to proceed, players finger the suspect, taking them straight to the electric chair, where players will also throw the switch, sending the fingered to a quick demise. Only afterwards do you discover if you selected the true criminal and sometimes the nature of the crime. As an example, there was one time after flipping the switch I discovered that the crime committed had been the theft of a single peanut. Overall, the game is quite funny. You're going to get lots of jokes and over-the-top animations along the way. You're going to constantly feel conflicted over whether the right person is being sent to their death, at least you know if you have a conscience of any kind. This will happen frequently when dealing with the more difficult eyewitnesses. The game has a simple formula, and you're going to face the same eyewitnesses in the same order in each playthrough. Don't expect to spend hundreds of hours with this title unless you really fall in love with the formula. After just a few hours, I felt like I had already had my fill. The game has a wonderfully low price, however, making it an easy one to justify on just about any budget. The game is also quite fun with friends. Gather around the PC and have a ball sending goofy pixels to their demise. While it would be nice to have some in-game options, a resolution you could control, and maybe some audio controls, the low barrier to entry and silly jokes and clues should be enough to provide you with a good time for at least a little while. I hope you found this video helpful, and if so, consider leaving a like or subscribing for future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.